New at 10, an astronaut comes to Milwaukee to inspire the next generation of Rocketeers. Scott Kelly set a record in 2015 by being in space for more than a year, longer than any American. Only guys named Sergey, Valery, Vladimir, and Musa have stayed weightless longer. Rebecca Clough is live at UWM, where Kelly's speech just wrapped up. Rebecca?
Well, George, actually, there is an American woman who now has topped that. I'm just going to correct you on that one, but that was very recently. In 2015, he did set the record. He says, but before that, he was a terrible student. He was at the bottom half of his class, and yet he's gone on to command the International Space Station 3 times. All told, Scott Kelly has spent 520 days, 10 hours, and 33 minutes in space. Because of his willingness to sacrifice his body, NASA knows much more about the long-term effects of space travel. He may have demonstrated he possesses the right stuff, but as a kid, he says his teachers likely didn't think so.
But when I was a kid, I was a really bad student. And I was the kid that would be looking out the window or looking at the clock, trying to make it go faster.
Scott Kelly believes he would have been diagnosed with ADHD as a child if he were in school today, but a book about test pilots changed his life.
18-year-old kid can't do his homework, decides that reads a book, decides he's going to become an astronaut.
Kelly did. He flew 4 space flights. The final one kept him in space for more than a year to help NASA in its mission to eventually reach Mars. He told the audience at UWM tonight he could see space tourism coming soon.
I would imagine within the next 10 years it's going to be like the early days of aviation, where you have some people can afford and are willing to take the risk of flying in space.
And despite missing a year of life on Earth, including not being around for his children, he says he has a simple answer if NASA ever came calling.
If they asked me, do you want to fly again? I would say in a second.
Now, Scott Kelly says that he would be willing to go to Mars, but they have to make sure he has a return flight. And I did double check. Peggy Whitson, the American woman, also recently surpassed Scott Kelly's record and became the longest American in space. And he says he was glad to see her do it. Reporting live at UWM, Rebecca Clough, today's TMJ4.
All right. Thank you, Rebecca.